So, cellulite, it's incredibly common, right? Affecting so many women.
Absolutely. The numbers are really high. Something like 80 to 90% of women deal with it.
Wow. And yet it causes so much insecurity and body shame.
Yeah.
For years, we've just heard, oh, it's just fat.
Right. That's the common narrative.
But what if that's not the whole picture? Like, what if there's this deeper internal thing going on? Maybe even a bit of an aha moment.
That is exactly what we're digging into today. We
Yeah.
really want to unpack the science behind it, go way beyond just the surface stuff.
Okay.
We're diving into internal health based on the material you shared, looking at these connections that are often completely missed.
Hidden connections. I like the sound of that.
And here's the real kicker, the big revelation we found. The way cellulite looks could be directly linked to your internal microbiome.
Your microbiome, like gut health.
Yes, but specifically the
In-
balance of good bacteria in both your vaginal tract and your digestive system.
Wow. Okay. That's not something you hear every day.
Exactly. Most people just don't make that connection, but it could actually be a game changer for understanding what's happening in your body.
So let's back up a tiny bit. What is cellulite fundamentally? We see the dimples, the texture.
Yeah, basically it's when fat cells under the skin push up against the connective tissue. That's what creates that uneven, dimpled appearance.
Okay, simple enough.
Yeah.
But you're saying it's not just about those fat cells.
Yeah.
It's more complicated.
Way more complicated. That's what our research really gets into. It's this complex mix of things.
Like what?
Well, hormonal changes, for starters,
Right.
especially issues with estrogen balance.
Okay.
Then there's poor lymphatic drainage, how your body clears waste. Chronic inflammation plays a big role, too. And even things like dehydration affecting how you absorb nutrients or toxins building up in fat tissue. But the really interesting part we found, imbalances in the gut and vaginal microbiomes.
Right. You mentioned the vaginal microbiome connection.
Yes. And this is the part that's often totally overlooked. Your vaginal flora, the bacteria living there, might be playing a really significant role in how your skin looks, especially on the thighs and buttocks.
Seriously.
It's a direct link, and it's surprisingly powerful.
Okay, this is fascinating. We hear a lot about the gut-skin axis, how digestion affects your skin.
Right.
But the material you looked at points to something broader,
Well,
a gut-vagina-skin connection.
exactly. It's this triangle, this axis that works silently behind the scenes.
Doing what?
Well, it's involved in regulating hormones, flushing out toxins, keeping inflammation down, all things that can definitely show up on your skin if they're out of whack.
Okay, so if that balance is off, say, in the vaginal flora, what happens? What causes it to get imbalanced?
Oh, lots of things. Antibiotics are a big one. Hormonal birth control, your diet, definitely stress.
Yes, stress affects everything.
It really does. Even using certain synthetic hygiene products. When that flora gets disrupted, it can kick off a whole cascade of problems, like estrogen getting dysregulated, your lymphatic system slowing down, becoming sluggish.
The drainage issue again.
Yep. And even your tissue structure getting weaker. And all of this can lead to more fat storage and holding on to water.
Okay, I see the link now.
Right. These internal imbalances are direct triggers for cellulite showing up or getting worse. It starts inside.
Let's dive into those mechanisms a bit more. How does the vaginal flora specifically mess with estrogen? You mentioned certain probiotics help.
That's right. Specific strains like Lactobacillus reuteri and L. plantarum, which you find in a healthy vaginal microbiome, actively help your body metabolize estrogen properly.
How does that work?
Well, there's something called the estrobolome. It's basically a group of microbes in your gut and vagina that influence how your body uses and gets rid of estrogen.
Okay, the estrobolome. Never heard of that.
Most people haven't. But when those microbes are out of balance, estrogen doesn't get cleared efficiently. It can actually recirculate when it shouldn't.
And that's bad.
It creates this perfect storm for cellulite. Improper estrogen processing can lead to puffiness, water retention, even thickened skin tissue and more inflammation, especially in those estrogen-sensitive areas like thighs, butt, hips.
So supporting your vaginal flora could actually help balance hormones.
Exactly. It can help reset that balance from the inside, which can then impact what you see on the outside, on your skin.
Okay, let's talk lymphatics. The drainage system. We know it clears waste, toxins, hormones.
Right. It's your body's natural cleanup crew.
So what happens when it gets overloaded?
Well, just like any system under too much stress, it slows down. If
Ah.
you have poor circulation, maybe inflammation, or even a microbial imbalance contributing to the load, the lymph just can't keep up.
And that leads to?
Water retention, localized swelling. That's often what gives cellulite that cottage cheese look. It's fluid buildup as much as fat.
And how does vaginal health connect back to that?
It's pretty direct.
Right.
A healthy vaginal ecosystem is naturally anti-inflammatory. It actively supports your detox pathways. Certain probiotic strains, like B. coagulans and L. acidophilus, actually help your body get rid of toxins through urine and waste.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. So by supporting that healthy flora, you reduce the overall toxic burden, meaning less gets stored in fat cells and fluid circulation improves. That can make cellulite look smoother.
Okay, another angle. Nutrient absorption. We all want firmer skin, right? We know we need things like collagen, hydration, minerals.
Antioxidants, yeah. All the good stuff.
So you take supplements, you eat well, but maybe you're not seeing results. What's the block?
The block could very well be your microbiome, both gut and vaginal. If it's off balance, you might not be absorbing those nutrients properly, no matter how much you take in.
Really? Even from food and supplements?
Absolutely. If your flora is unbalanced, maybe you're dealing with bloating, poor digestion, maybe even leaky gut, that can block the full absorption of key things your skin needs. Magnesium for muscle tone, vitamin C for making collagen, zinc for connective tissue, essential fatty acids to fight inflammation.
Wow. So the creams and lotions are only part of the story.
Exactly. They might not be able to do their job effectively if your internal environment, your nutrient absorption factory, isn't working right because the flora isn't cooperating.
This really shifts the focus inward, which brings us to this internal solution you mentioned, Balanced Complex Vaginal Probiotic. How does that fit in?
Right. So Balance Complex is designed specifically to tackle this from the inside out. It works by helping to rebalance that crucial vaginal flora.
Correct.
It has a really potent clinical strength blend of probiotics, 100 billion CFU per gram, with strains specifically chosen for vaginal and gut health, like Lactobacillus, Acidophilus, L. rhamnosus, Reuteri, Plantarum, B. coagulans. The ones we've been talking about.
So targeted probiotics.
Yes, but it's more than just probiotics. It also includes specific botanicals to get at the root causes we discussed.
Like what?
Things like cranberry and D-mannose, that's 300 milligrams to help with fluid balance. Oregano leaf extract, 250 milligrams for its natural antimicrobial properties. Caprylic acid, 400 milligrams, which helps with Candida detox and even fat metabolism.
Okay, that's quite a blend.
It is. It also has enzymes like protease and cellulase to help break down inflammatory proteins and that fibrous buildup under the skin, plus soothing ingredients like aloe vera, gut healing support like arabinogalactin and aniseed,
Wow.
and even things like black walnut hulls and wormwood for a gentle cleanse of parasites or toxins, and reishi mushroom 25 milligrams as an adaptogen for hormonal balance. It's really comprehensive.
That sounds like it covers a lot of bases we just talked about.
It does, and it's not some brand new thing either. This is actually the original vaginal probiotic. It's been on the market for over 10 years.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, over 15 million capsules sold, more than 17,800 five-star reviews just on Amazon alone. People use it because it works for things like odor, itching, discharge. It's a maximum strength 17-in-1 blend designed for intimate health.
And what about quality? People care about that.
Absolutely. It's non-GMO, made in an FDA-registered lab, GMP-certified facility. Plus, they offer a 100% money satisfaction guarantee.
That definitely gives confidence.
It shows they stand behind it.
So connecting this back, why the thighs and butt specifically? And why does cellulite seem to flare up sometimes? Like during hormonal shifts. Is that random?
Not random at all. It makes perfect sense when you understand the connections. Many women notice it gets worse, like you said, during big hormonal changes.
Yeah.
Coming off birth control, maybe perimenopause kicking in, or after a round of antibiotics, or a yeast infection that throws flora off, even big stress periods.
Right. But why those areas?
Because the thighs and buttocks are highly estrogen-sensitive areas. They have more estrogen receptors.
Ah.
So any imbalance in that whole hormonal, metabolic, microbial triangle we talked about, it's likely going to show up there first and most noticeably.
So if the lymph isn't draining well, estrogen is recycling when it shouldn't, inflammation is up.
Your skin in those areas is going to reflect that internal state. It's like a billboard for what's happening inside.
Okay. Look, real talk.
Uh-huh.
No one should feel ashamed about cellulite. It's so common.
Absolutely not.
But it's also about feeling empowered, right? Having actual tools, not just relying on filters or temporary fixes like serums, to feel confident in your skin.
Exactly. And that's the core message here. Healthy, resilient skin really does start from the inside. It starts with balanced flora, a gut that's working well, and hormones that are in harmony.
And Balanced Complex helps support those.
It's designed to help support all three of those pillars, yes.
So for someone listening who's thinking, okay, I want to try supporting my body from the inside out, What's a simple way to start?
We found a really straightforward 3-step daily ritual in the materials.
Okay.
1, take Balance Complex every day. Just 1 capsule with water in the morning. Simple.
Easy enough.
2, move your lymph. Doesn't have to be intense. Even 10 minutes of bouncing on a mini trampoline, dry brushing before your shower, or just a brisk walk gets things flowing.
Right, stimulate that drainage.
Exactly. And 3, hydrate and nourish consciously. Add things like lemon water, plenty of leafy greens, good omega-3 fats, and make sure you're getting enough minerals.
Simple steps, but focusing on that internal support.
Precisely.
Now, speaking of understanding what's going on inside, vaginal health can feel like a total black box sometimes. Know what's normal or what your body needs.
It really can be confusing, and that's why we also wanted to talk about another tool for understanding, vaginalquiz.com.
Vaginalquiz.com. Tell me about that.
Okay, so it's vaginalquiz.com. It's a quick, really smart quiz based on science. Takes less than 2 minutes, and it gives you a personalized analysis of your vaginal health. So whether you're dealing with, recurring infections, or maybe dryness, low libido, or you just want to feel more confident about your intimate wellness overall.
Yeah.
This quiz is a fantastic first step to figure out what your body might be trying to tell you. It's fast, totally free, completely private, and it gives you real, tailored answers.
So what do you get after you take it?
You get a custom breakdown of your vaginal health profile. It highlights potential imbalances based on your answers, and then gives you expert-backed suggestions specifically for your symptoms and lifestyle.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. It might point you towards specific supplements, like potentially Balance Complex if it fits your profile, or suggest certain daily habits that could help restore your natural balance and just make you feel better down there.
So it's kind of like getting personalized advice without the awkward doctor's visit or falling down a Google rabbit hole.
Exactly. Think of it like a cheat sheet for understanding your most intimate self. Smart, empowering, and practical.
I like that. So if you're listening and you're ready to feel better, maybe smell fresher, just take control of your feminine health. Vaginalquiz.com sounds like a great place to start.
Definitely. Your body is talking. This helps you finally listen and understand the language.
Okay, so let's wrap up this deep dive. The big takeaway for me is that true beauty, smooth skin. It's not just surface deep. It's not about filters. It's supported from within.
Absolutely. It's a reflection of your internal wellness, your internal balance.
And if those external things, the creams, the treatments, haven't really worked for you,
then it is absolutely time to look deeper. Consider that your vaginal microbiome might just be that missing piece of the puzzle you've been looking for.
And Balance Complex isn't just about balancing flora. It's really about freedom, isn't it?
In a way, yes. Freedom from feeling shame about your body. Freedom from looking in the mirror and seeing dimples that feel alien. Freedom from shrugging off those casual, dismissive comments that can actually hurt.
Yeah. It's about reclaiming that confidence.
It really is. And maybe, just maybe, it prompts a final thought for everyone listening. Consider this. What other common issues we face, things we often just accept or misunderstand about our bodies? What if they're also signals? Signals from our internal balance, just waiting for us to understand them and support ourselves from the inside out.